Hendrick Motorsports announced last week that they plan to return to the NASCAR Xfinity Series for the first time since Tony Stewart drove the number 80 Chevrolet to victory lane at Daytona International Speedway in the 2009 Nationwide Series season opener. They plan to compete in 3 races, all road course races, later this season. They plan to return with the number 17, a number that they haven't run since Ricky Hendrick, the late son of team owner Rick Hendrick, competed full-time in the 2001 Truck Series season. Set to drive the number 17 Chevrolet are 3 of the teams for Cup Series drivers. Kyle Larson is set to compete at Road America on Sunday, July 2nd, Alex Bowman is set to compete at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course on Sunday, July 30th, and William Byron is set to compete at Watkins Glen International on Saturday, August 20th. Some called into question the idea of Hendrick Motorsports fielding this car in these 3 races, instead of JR Motorsports doing so, given the affiliation of the teams. JR Motorsports already compete in the Xfinity Series on a full-time basis, and Hendrick is a co-owner of the team. Could it be that this is the beginning of Hendrick, who also fields the maximum allowable total of 4 cars in the Cup Series, ultimately selling his stake in JR Motorsports, so that JR Motorsports can finally make the long-rumored jump to NASCAR's top level? It could, but it could also be that this decision comes down to the simple fact that, for all 3 races, JR Motorsports already have plans to run a 5th car. JR Motorsports field for full-time entries in the Xfinity Series, the number 1 Chevrolet for Sam Mayer, the number 7 Chevrolet for Justin Allgaier, the number 8 Chevrolet for Josh Berry, and the number 9 Chevrolet for Noah Gragson. Their 5th car, a part-time entry, is the number 88 Chevrolet. Miguel Paludo, who already drove the number 88 Chevrolet in the road course race at Circuit of the Americas, is set to drive it again in the races at Road America and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Larson is set to drive it in the race at Watkins Glen International. Still, the JR Motorsports to the Cup Series rumor is an interesting one that cannot be ignored, especially when you highlight the interesting Larson/JR Motorsports versus Byron/Hendrick Motorsports battle that is set up for the race at Watkins Glen International.